Falling by the wayside. Never seen the timeline. I just need to know. Oh, looking for the big rock. When I get to heaven, will I know? Oh, you got a long way to go. On the water, swimming with the seasons ago. On the water, boy, it's got a long way. Dun dun. Welcome to the Butt Buddies podcast. I'm Alfonso.
I'm Nick. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I'm Andy.
I'm Jonny.
And
I'm Nick.
we're getting a little musical today. Or musically.
I forgot to look into that camera.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
And I also talked to the video, and I also fucked the whole thing up.
It's okay. But yeah, we're getting a little musical today. A little music-y.
Yeah, what'd you have us download?
So before the podcast started, I decided we're doing Spotify pie charts. It's this thing that's been popping up recently, so it will take what you've been listening to for the last few weeks, or at least maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and just compiling it into what your favorite artist has been, and then the pie chart itself tells you all the genres that you listen to. And yeah, we're gonna just go around the room and see what the fuck is up. What are y'all listening to? What are y'all spinning on the turntable today?
Well, you
Well, I guess
download it, so you gotta start.
But I mean,
I think
okay.
we know what everyone kind of already listens to. I think the wild card here is probably Andy.
Andy,
Yeah, I
probably.
feel like I
I
listen
think
to
Andy's gonna be the very oddball.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the odd one out.
All of us listen to there's at least a bridge between two people, right? I kind of listen to what Alfonso listens to, but also Jonny a little bit, also a little bit of Daniel, a little bit of Chris. We all kind of listen to a little bit. We have our own shit, but Andy's the only one that no one
really knows.
else listens to. We'll have the family mix where we're all on it, and Spotify will try to make a playlist with all songs that all of us like. And I feel bad for Andy because you could see it's song that 4 of us listen to, 5 of us listen to, 2 of us listen to, and it's then it's a song Andy listened to this track, and no one else listens to it. No one else has ever even heard of this artist.
But the thing is, whenever I'm fine with listening to your guys' song. I feel bad when my song makes it, and I'm damn, they definitely don't want to be listening to this. So
I will say, the songs that Spotify picks to put on the playlist are always songs that I'm I do listen to this song. Can I think of a better song to put on the playlist? Yeah. But yeah, I totally get that. This might not be my best taste.
Yeah,
right
shout
now.
outs to the Kill being on that for every week, dude.
It's a staple, though.
Yeah,
it's a staple. Just like Paramore. The one link that Andy has to all of us is Paramore.
I think the one link we all have to all of us is Paramore. Yeah. Funny enough, we all will genuinely listen to Paramore on our own.
I guess that means that all of us need to go to a Paramore concert.
Eventually, Butt Buddies will go to a Paramore show.
That's one thing that we've been saying for years. It's whenever Paramore goes on tour again.
Yeah, I guess so.
It'll happen probably within the fall, so that should be lit.
Are they gonna play their new album, or?
I mean, I would assume they'll play
because let's be honest, everyone's going to a Paramore show.
And they want to hear. They want to hear "Misery Business."
Yeah,
that's what you get.
Yeah, they want to hear.
But I'm
all
trying
that
to
stuff.
hear. I'm trying to hear "Emergency."
Emergency is a
I'm trying to hear.
Paramore makes good music, and they still make good music. It has changed a little bit, but nothing slaps like a good little bit of "Misery Business," right? I mean, come on. It makes us all feel 16-year-old high school girls.
It's also the only artist where I know if we go to karaoke that we can all enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because usually, most of the times at those karaoke's that we go to, I'm just all right, we're playing ABBA again.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I guess I'm on my phone.
Right, or it'll be like the Naruto opening block where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
every
yeah, yeah.
Naruto
It's like
opening that's
every
ever.
Naruto opening.
And then there's a distinction in the room where people that have watched Naruto have 100% energy, and people that have never watched a Naruto episode in their life sitting trying to comprehend what's going on. Yeah. Comprehending how 4 people that speak no Japanese at all can completely pronounce the entire song correctly. Right.
Dude.
But I feel like karaoke, there's always that part, because it happened to us recently. We went to karaoke
Last week.
last Friday. So a week ago. We went a week ago, and there was always, this always happens, it's like, oh, what song do we put on? And
Right.
it's fine when there's like a couple songs in the queue, but then when there's no song, it's always like a panic. It's like, what do we put? So that's the first song. I was like, what's a good first song? Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, we basically used up our time, but we had time for like maybe 2 or 3 more songs. And again, what song do we put? And then of course, after we get home, it's like, why didn't we do that song? So I feel like
It's just a pressure thing, It's just a heat of the moment thing. You're like, you can't think. It's like watching other people on YouTube like answer questions, and then when it's your time to shine, you're like, da, da, da. I don't know.
No, I totally agree with that. I think a little pre-planning goes a long way.
But even
like,
then,
but I feel like if like a week before we made like a collaborative playlist and say, think of karaoke songs to put on this playlist.
But we have that, and we don't use it.
We don't have we don't
yes,
have a
we
karaoke
do.
song
It's
playlist.
literally called Karaoke Duet 69.
I guess we weren't invited to this
I don't know about that.
I was
We
not
had no
invited to
clue
this.
about
this is from like a long time
This was
ago.
a while
Okay.
ago, but this
had
was
it.
like a reference. It was like a reference playlist
The thing
that
is,
we
I
have.
forgot we had it.
Yeah, wait. So
Yeah.
did you use this on this last trip?
No.
So then,
But it's not like we don't have it, right? It's
Well,
like,
it sounds like some of us are in it and some of us are not. I say for whatever the next time we do karaoke,
Yeah.
it probably would improve the experience. But we usually, we play the same songs anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like it was my turn with the iPad. I put on Girls' Generation, right?
I mean-
that's another me and Andy song.
that
G
song
by Girls' Generation.
G by Girls' Generation is a banger.
let's do karaoke right now.
Oh,
No,
sure.
no. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah,
We're gonna get
okay.
copyright struck.
Yeah.
Because
for
of how-
our beautiful singings that will
beautiful
totally
singing.
get flagged.
But yeah, going back to our Spotify pie charts.
Drop that thing,
Drop the what thing?
the screenshot.
Oh yeah, I'll here's my chart.
No, drop it so that we can all see it too.
Like
Yeah.
in the Discord.
So drop
Okay.
it so we can all have it in front of us, and then
Oh.
you need to also speak about it, because we got those Spotify only listeners, right?
True.
Or the people that
Spotify
are lurking
only.
on YouTube that have another tab open right now.
That's facts.
We see you. We see
We
you.
know you exist. We know you. We know we're your background noise, and I live for that shit. But yeah, here we go. I'm sending this right now, and you can let me know if it's dog shit. I'll let you know. One is different than the others. That's probably all I need to say.
All right, walk us through it.
All right, so
What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
one is different than the others. It looks bad.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
you're right. It looks bad.
It looks bad,
That's
but
pretty
it's
bad.
because one is different than the others. That's why it looks so bad.
And one is also number one.
What the fuck is Pixie?
What?
What's Pixie?
Where do you see that?
The pink in the middle.
Oh, it's like a genre, pixie rock.
Oh, Pixie Rock. Yeah, probably.
But let's take a look at the big ones. What are
All
your
right,
big ones?
So
on here?
my top 5 are KSI, State Champs, Boston Manor, Joyce Manor, and Movements.
Big manner kind of guy.
I like my manners, bro.
Can't say I'm surprised at any of this, by the way, like knowing you as a friend for as long as I have. Even the KSI thing, like,
Yeah.
am I surprised that someone that is like into music and cares about music listens to KSI as much as you do? Yes. But knowing your personality, not surprised at all.
We've got the Sidemen clothing on too.
What?
Sidemenclothing.com.
May I ask?
Join Side Plus.
Can I ask you what you see in KSI as a rapper that you genuinely think? I'm not doubting the guy that he can't put a good production, but he's definitely no professional musician.
No.
And like all of his work that I've listened to, it's much so been like I'll listen to this once. That wasn't painful. Okay, if I never listen to it again, I'm fine.
The thing is, have you ever been following like a celebrity type person for another reason and then they make music?
So, Filthy Frank, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
But I think that Joji has good. I think objectively,
Yeah.
he has good music. Like I would listen to him even if I didn't know that he was Filthy Frank. Which was actually when I first listened to Joji, I didn't know that he was Filthy Frank, and I was like, this guy's kind of good.
But that's different,
like,
though.
that's Filthy Frank.
But that's different because what you just said, you didn't know that Joji was Filthy Frank.
Right.
I'm talking about
We're talking about
creator.
we follow the creator all the way up to the point that they make music.
They drop the song and you're like one of their first listeners, right?
Yeah.
And then you end up liking the song more just because you're like, oh, that's that creator.
Yeah,
I
you're
like.
just like, you built
Even
it. It's like fucking when PewDiePie dropped Bitch Lasagna. Like, that's a fucking
Bitch craft.
Bitch Lasagna. Like, that shit is so fucking funny, but it's just like, it's a terrible song, but you'll fucking listen to it because it's funny as fuck and it's PewDiePie shooting the shit.
It's kind of like the same reason why, I guess, if you like J-pop, if you watch an anime and it's the opening theme song, you end up liking the opening theme song just because you have an extra connection.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like most of these songs, the only connection you have is the song itself. If there's something additional, like you follow the creator really closely, or a big fan of the creator, not for their music, but of their other content, or you watch the anime that this song is the theme song for. So when there's that extra connection, I feel like you end up like putting it higher than other things sometimes. So that's why
I think that's
KSI's
why.
on here.
Yeah,
But
KSI.
why is it number one?
You know, I gotta be honest. I think it's just a lot of the times I just throw it on in the gym, and it's very much like it's just background noise, and so I don't even notice sometimes. But yeah, I genuinely don't know how it's number one.
I think that from seeing my own, which we shall go through later
Yeah.
after everyone else has done theirs. I think that the artist list is a very recent thing.
It has to be.
Maybe like past 7 days, past 30 days type of thing.
Yeah.
Because my list is also, I noticed it's a little peculiar. So you could have also just like
I could have definitely just played it and forgot it.
Spotify, and then like come back and it's like I listen to the whole KSI discography.
So like on the Spotify Wrapped, I have like I don't know how many hours on Spotify that I have. I know it's like an egregious amount.
Yeah.
Like it's compared to you guys, but then I'm like, well, I'm thinking about it every day. It's like when I work. So I mean, we big kitchen ting.
Right.
It's always playing. There's no break. Where by the time I get in, I just turn it on, play it, and let it ride, and that's like at least a 9 hour, 10 hour to 11 hour shift.
How many liked songs do you have?
Liked songs?
Yeah.
I got you right now.
I don't like that many songs. I feel like I only started recently liking songs.
Yeah.
Just to help the algorithm pick my.
I do it too. I mean, but
So
how many?
do? Like you want to listen to music? What do you do?
My liked song. Okay, well, just to answer Johnny's question real quick, I have 3,777 liked songs. So, yeah.
But like, what do you? Because for me, I think everyone uses like Spotify in their own way, which is kind of unique and interesting. But like for me, like my liked songs are like my current rotation of songs. Like when I want to play music, I go to my liked songs and I press shuffle and just play. And then when a song, I still like it, but it's not like in the rotation anymore, I'm kind of tired of it, I have a separate playlist that's just all of my old music. So I'll unlike it, and then I'll move it to the old playlist. So it's like when I'm in the mood to like listen to like older songs that I used to mess with, but not that much anymore, I'll play the old playlist.
Damn, you got a whole system.
So but I'm saying like you're like, okay, I want to listen to music. I'm going on a road trip or whatever. I'm on the train. How what do you do if you don't have like songs?
They have the daily mixes, right? So that is somewhat by genre. And because I listen to so many odd genres, it's literally by genre.
Yeah.
And then additionally, like sometimes I listen to a specific artist And if you listen to their radio, you basically get the same type of music from different artists.
Yeah.
So that's generally just what
How many like songs?
How many liked songs do I have?
So I think that works very well for you because you listen to very distinct genres and you don't really have much overlap.
Should be at the top.
93 liked songs.
Okay. All right.
Insane. But I feel like that doesn't work when you have like genres that kind of overlap but kind of don't, because I listen to like a lot of different types of rock, and like listening to like one type of rock, like I'm never gonna like have in the mix, like I won't have like Turnstile in the mix when I'm listening to like Disturbed or something like that, right? Because it's like they're both rock. Excuse you. They're both rock, but like they're just on different ends of the spectrum, So, but I guess it works for you. I thought you did the whole Chris thing, which is I listen to albums only. I don't know if anyone out there has ever encountered these people that like they feel like they're superior because the only method of listening to music is the entire album. Absolutely horrible. I don't think there's anything wrong with like listening to an album maybe once, being like, I like this song, this song, this song, this song, and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just sometimes there's an overlapping theme. So like, I guess a good example is like, you can't do that with like certain albums, and you can't do like, for example, I think like I haven't listened to it in full, but from what I've been told, you can't just be like, oh, I like this song from Pink Floyd's The Wall, because out of context, it makes no fucking sense throughout an entire album.
I think that is a
so
valid
like
point. They also do this thing where like one song leads into another. So if you just listen to a song by itself, it'll kind of fade out and then just cut abruptly because the next song is supposed to immediately pick up right after.
Yeah, right after.
But I think that's also like a sign of like different types of media. Like when Pink Floyd released The Wall, it was vinyl, right?
I guess so, yeah.
And the songs were continuous.
But that's
because
not,
the needle doesn't stop.
But even then, like I have a bunch of songs in my head right now that I could think of that are like, the latest Anxious record that dropped, Little Green House, has a song that goes from one to another. Turnstile does the exact same thing,
right? Yeah, no,
from one to another, and it's it's just a stylistic choice.
I don't think that,
but it doesn't.
Happens, I don't think that means
it doesn't. It doesn't take anything away.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It doesn't take anything away because at least with Turnstile, Turnstile dropped an EP before they dropped Glow On, and it still had the same 4 songs. So the EP had 4 songs, and then the album had the same 4 songs, but they're in completely different order. But that took nothing away from the experience that was Glow On, and it was like, which I'm surprised Turnstile is not in my top 5.
Hence why I think it's like a recent thing.
Yeah, it's got to be a recent thing.
I'm gonna counter the recent argument. I'm not sure if it's different for everyone else. I'm gonna put mine right there, and I'm mainly in one type of category. It's EDM and house for me. Mm-hmm. I listen to it when I rock climb. I listen to it when I do a lot of driving. But there's a name in here that's odd. Tame Impala, halfway down the list. I haven't listened to Tame Impala since January, and I know for sure because I got rid of all their songs.
It could be a recent rotation thing. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not sure. I mean,
maybe one or 2 songs have slipped, and it's like, oh, you don't
that
notice
far into
it.
the list, halfway into the list.
You listen to more Tame Impala than Post Malone?
Absolutely not. I listened to a lot of Post Malone today, actually, on the drive.
But I like seeing the difference in like the genres that you listen to, because you got like Alfonso has mainly like pop punk, rock, and like those kind of genres, and then this is like totally different. It's EDM, pop.
Rap is thrown in there for some reason.
Rap is very minuscule, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like you two have very different. I mean, you listen to a lot of just pop and
mainly
type
EDM.
stuff.
I mean, the top names, the top 3. Ilan Bluestone is a single British DJ, and I love him. And then Swedish House Mafia and Above and Beyond are really big EDM groups. Above and Beyond is a bit more relevant because they've been producing more lately, but Swedish House Mafia was classic a decade ago.
Yeah.
And then they just released a new album, to which most of it is pretty good. But it's really just I think it's very heavily set on EDM because every single one of these people in here, with the exception of Tame Impala, is EDM, but they could also do other stuff. And so
that's Cap. There's a big 3-lettered person right there. D.
No. I'm saying the people in the top half of the.
Oh, a top half? Yeah.
Top half.
No. Drake doesn't do EDM. Duke Dumont doesn't do EDM. DMX doesn't do EDM. 3 Years and Years doesn't do EDM. But most of the people in the top part of the list do. They could also do. They all do EDM, but they can also do other stuff. So when it comes to my algorithm, when I do those mixed things, the Daily Discover, Discover Daily, or the different mixes, it's mostly the EDM, the house, or the pop.
Yeah,
really.
I mean,
and it's only for my thing, it's like
a little bit of rap.
Yeah, there's a little bit in there. About 600 liked songs. And it's all of the songs that I've ever if I really, really like a song, it's going in the like song. If I listen to it and it's okay, I'm not going to like it, but I'll okay, that's one. And I know it's going to come back in circulation again one
eventually,
time or another.
Yeah.
But I save the like songs for things that I truly like.
Yeah.
And on the computer, you can see the day that you liked it.
Yeah.
So you can, it's kind of like an archive, like a vault of I know what I was doing when I was listening to this song a lot. Because you know how we mostly we listen to a song 80 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I was all right, I'm good now.
But you definitely get tired of songs, so that's why I don't even when I click on my liked songs playlist to listen through them, I feel like I skip so many of them.
Well, I mean, you have 90 something. You're gonna repeat eventually. You're gonna repeat much quicker than any of us.
You're right.
I have about 560 to 600.
Them's rookie numbers.
Yeah, and they're fucking. It's over 3,000. So
yeah, makes sense.
But I just listen to way too much fucking rock, pop, punk, emo, hardcore stuff to begin with. Yeah, no. But the rest of my list it's nothing crazy. I mean, I've got Anxious, The Wonder Years, Turnstile.
See Beethoven in there.
Yeah, Beethoven's down there. Maybe Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow's probably the only rapper I listen to nowadays. Not even, but it's it's just a fun time with Jack. I've been listening to a lot I'm surprised No Pressure is here, being that they dropped an album last week.
You think that the list of names is actually a ratio of their songs in your liked, or
who knows, dude? Because I haven't listened to Mom Jeans in a while.
Because here's the thing, I listened to in the past 6 months way more Andrea Bocelli than I did Tame Impala, but I had 7 Tame Impala songs liked.
That could be.
But I had no Andrea Bocelli, so Andrea Bocelli not being in there is maybe this is just who I've liked the most. Because Ill and Bluestone on my list is the top one. Definitely should be up there along with Swedish House Mafia. I listen to more Andrea Bocelli, but he's not on that list. I have no liked songs of Andrea Bocelli.
I think this also brings up an interesting thing, because this happens a lot just in psychology and just life in general with humans. Our perception of things is much different than the actual data most of the time.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the time, right? And this is just not with music. This is most things, just your perception, right? You could think oh yeah, I don't listen to that much music, but then you look at the actual minutes listened to, and you're wow.
Yeah, you go through a lot.
Right, exactly. And so, and you just don't take the mental note of it, and you're oh yeah, wow, I didn't even realize that was actually what it is. But it is interesting to see how your tastes change over time. And that's why I like the Spotify Wrapped every year, because it's you can kind of see, these are the songs I was listening to in 2020. These are the songs I was listening to in 2021. This is kind of the genre. And this is at least me, maybe my preference kind of, it flows.
It shifts.
Sometimes I'll be really into a rap kind of hip hop. Then I'll be really into a rock. Then I'll be into a metal. It changes kind of the weather.
Yeah, I mean, going to your pie chart, dude, which is very interesting.
Yeah. So again, first off, we're just talking about perception versus data. I don't think I listen to that much Drake, to be honest. I think his last album was kind of garbage.
But that's what the data says, bro.
Exactly. But
Dude,
that,
like, sure?
You know what it is? You know what I think it is?
You're telling me the sixth god isn't the god anymore?
Listen.
Let's run down those first few
what I'm
artists for our
saying-
listeners only.
What I'm saying is that I think there's a few Drake songs that I like a lot.
Okay.
And I listen to those songs a lot. And that kind of skews my numbers. But anyway,
So yeah, just give us your five,
right now.
your top
Yeah, so
five.
Drake is your number one.
I'm
What
at
are the rest?
Drake, I'm at Kanye West. I'm at Zoo, which I guess. Bad Bunny, Jack Harlow, Boston Manor.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting lineup, right? Like you could kind of see, like I'm in a little bit of a rap phase right now, right? The whole Kanye West thing, straight up, I think that's cap.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure about that?
just
Yeah, I
admit
feel
it.
like you listen to Life of Pablo every fucking other day.
Nah, I haven't listened to Life of Pablo in a while. I do like Kanye West, but recent Kanye West, not at all. Not at all. He just released like, as recording of this podcast, he just released a song with XXX Tentacion, which is pretty good, you know. But you know, again, I guess like anything, I kind of go through a little bit of a Kanye phase in and out, but it's never the new stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost
It's always like
the
late registration,
older-
graduation, and
Yeah,
808s.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy, I enjoy that album a lot. Life of Pablo, I enjoyed that album a lot. But besides that, like anything after that, not huge into it. Donda wasn't really a big Donda kind of guy.
Dude, I love that you listen to Bad Bunny more than I do.
Dude, Bad Bunny. So Bad Bunny, I just enjoy Bad Bunny. I don't know what it is, man.
I went to a concert.
I did go to Bad Bunny concert. That was a really good time. But yeah, like I don't know. I really enjoy Bad Bunny. I enjoy his music.
It's a vibe.
It's lit. I think he just does cool stuff with his music. I don't know. I think like right now, like I'm much more into Bad Bunny than I am Drake right now. I think Drake is putting out kind of mediocre stuff he's always done, and Bad Bunny just released an album full of like EDM bangers. You know what I'm saying? Like just completely different from anything he's done before. So yeah, I really enjoy a good Bad Bunny song. And you know what? Jack Harlow, he just released a new album, so you know that's that.
I'm surprised ASAP Ferg is that low on the list.
Yeah, I haven't really been listening to that much ASAP because he hasn't really released anything kind of new. You know, I really enjoy new music. I'm finding this Spotify makes it really easy to like find new music.
newer tracks.
Yeah, new music from artists that you like, right? So I'm always into like new music kind of vibe, and I totally do the thing like you were talking about, where it's like find a new song, love it, listen to it like 150 times, never listen to it again, right? Throw it in the old playlist and like.
Really? I don't know. I feel like I can listen. Like I don't get tired. If a song is good, I don't get tired of it. Like
Oh yeah.
like I feel like I could never like I could literally if I
wrong,
if I
but it's
really
okay.
wanted to I could no, but if like I'm saying if I really wanted to, I really could play one song the entire day.
You tell me you're gonna get in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. You're gonna turn on your Bluetooth speaker. Mm-hmm. You're gonna turn on Spotify, and you're gonna play the same song for 8 hours straight.
I could if I really wanted to.
Well, no. We're not talking about can. Yes, you can physically sit there and listen to the same song. But is that enjoyable?
It would have to depend because
I'd rather silence than the same song.
No,
for 8
because
hours.
I think sometimes it's like there's a song that'll come out. Like I think for me, there's a new song, the newest or like the newest song that I like vibe out to is there's this new State Champs record that dropped called Kings of the New Age. And they have this one song called Eventually, and it is such a vibe. It is just like such a like I don't know. It's like it's funny just because of this resurgence of like emo and pop punk again. So it's just fun to see, like older bands trying to keep up with like new bands that are rising through the scene. And so State Champs have been like a staple pop punk band for like nearing 10 years now, and to see them come back with like a fresh new like still same pop punk summery vibe, but just it's you can tell like they have perfected the craft almost with that one track. And I think it's so much fun. And that's like one song I could listen to for hours and I not get bored, just because I'm like, I pick up on things. I'm like, oh, this fucking riff is sick. He fucking hit that shit like it's nobody's business. And I'm like, I just pick up on new things every time I listen to a specific song.
And I get that and I respect that.
Is the kitchen the place where you listen to the most?
Yeah, it's probably the only place I listen to
What about
music.
you? Where's the place where or the thing that you do where you're listening to the most music?
Probably the commute to work, but it's only when I'm walking. When I'm walking, and then when I'm at work shitting.
There's an answer. What about you?
It's a decent split between driving when I'm not at work, obviously, and working out. I think working out is probably like the biggest for me. Yeah. But you know what I was saying is, so you just like mentioned like being able to like analyze a whole song, right, and really appreciate good music, right? And I think this is one thing that like you really do that the rest of us don't really do. Like we can appreciate good music, obviously, but like we don't really like. We're not that passionate about appreciating music, so it always perplexes me when you listen to fucking KSI. Like it's like you enjoy like appreciating tracks that have depth to it and things like that, and you still choose to listen to KSI.
No, because you can still enjoy like
you can still
bad
enjoy
movies.
bad. Yeah, like it's like watching The Room or like watching the Emoji Movie for fun. Because, like, those movies are awful.
But as, like, somebody that's really into cinema, right?
Yes, which I also am.
You can look at... Yeah, you're just an entertainment connoisseur. That's just what you do.
I really am.
You just consume.
I just am a consumer of media.
As, like, a cinema person, right?
Yeah.
Watching the Emoji Movie...
No, that was pain. That was pain.
You could watch it and be like, I know this is a bad movie, but I don't feel like you're going to get as much enjoyment as if you, like, rewatch The Godfather again.
I mean, I fucking rewatch The Departed literally once a month, and it's like that movie's like I get as much entertainment as I got out of it the first time, but it's like.
But I also think that parallel isn't the same because
it's not the same because
listening to the same 3-minute song over and over again is different than watching a 3-hour movie every other month.
It's attention span.
Exactly. It's just. I don't know. Well, going back to your KSI, to me, still listening to KSI, it's this journey of like, I knew who KSI was in middle school. And the fact that this person, it's not like, it's not like a parasocial fucking relationship, right? But I grew up, he's grown up, we're like growing up at the same time. And it's like, it's kind of just cool to see like, oh, he's fucking big time now. Like and maybe the music's probably not great, but it's like hyping your friend up. Like if I started a band, I sure as fuck would hope you, even if my shit was ass, I sure as fuck y'all would be like, yeah, let's fuck it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But I think it's different because I know you personally. Yeah. And I wouldn't profit off of you.
That's true.
You know, like. Again, I don't know, but anyway,
it's similar but different.
I think it's time to talk about the most interesting one out of the group, which is definitely the outlier that none of us are going to be able to relate to at all.
Oh yeah, we never got to Andy.
Andy, it is time to reveal your superior taste.
Pie chart, babe.
Well, if you take a look at first the different genres, for some reason, modern rock and rock are my top two.
Well, I
have no clue.
Kawaii,
but yeah, it's immediately followed by a kawaii future bass,
post-teen pop.
I don't even know what half these are.
So post-teen pop would be like Olivia Rodrigo.
Speedrun? What is speed?
What the fuck is speedrun?
I'm trying to speedrun my listening, bro.
So you can actually go to. So do you still have the other website up?
I can get that up.
Okay, so if you have the website up, there's you can touch the genres and it'll tell you who belongs to what genre.
Oh, I see.
So like
let's go to speedrun.
So that crosses it out. So just look for it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's also the same thing as the VGM remix, which is video game music. Yeah, it's all just one artist that I listen to. Where I guess it's kind of like house, It's not house. It's not house, but it's like my
progressive.
type of house. It's my type of just instrumental music that I can enjoy, and that's one of the genres that I listen to. But
What the fuck? Who's in vapor trap?
I'm getting these weird names, and I saw in your thing, I was like,
BBNOs.
what the hell is Connecticut hardcore?
Oh, so actually, Anxious is part of the Connecticut hardcore scene. So it's just the Connecticut hardcore scene.
What?
Yeah. So hardcore punk is the genre.
They're not from Connecticut. It's just
They are from Connecticut.
Oh, they are from
yeah,
Okay.
They are from Connecticut. So it's hardcore punk.
Andy also has KSI on his list. What the fuck?
I didn't even realize that.
I can explain. So the thing
At
is,
least it's not number one.
I don't listen to single artists a lot. The times when I actually like songs, it's usually just one song from an artist. And so it's very rare for me to actually have artists that I listen to a lot of their music and enjoy a lot of their music. So for
Probably
the longest
twice,
time,
right? Is probably the only example of that.
For the longest time, Paramore was the only band where I liked more than 3 songs from, right? So KSI, it's most likely just because somehow he got me to listen to it,
yeah.
and we just listened to it together to a point where I've now listened to more KSI songs than the one song of this
Right.
artist on the side. But aside from that, you got my favorite K-pop group Twice, which is the only K-pop group I listen to. And yeah, I only got into K-pop like 6 months ago. But
So
I
this
also
should grow.
the
God.
thing is, I
Yeah.
never expected myself to like K-pop, but do you guys believe in like, what's it called? Not exposure therapy, but like if you listen to something enough, like out of your favorite songs,
Stockholm syndrome.
No.
out of your favorite songs, like has every single song been you listen to it for the first time and you're like, it's a banger. For sure.
No,
like,
yeah, no.
oh, right?
That was the Turnstile album for
I'm
me.
talking
I
about the
listened to
opposite.
the
I'm talking about the
album.
opposite. You listen to it for the first couple times and you're like, oh yeah, it's an okay song.
yeah,
It's not your favorite, but
Over
because you
time, it
listen
grows
to
on
it
you.
so
Yes.
much more, it grows on you, and now they're bangers.
Remember what I said with I'll find a song and I think, oh, it's okay, and I know I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Every time I come back to it, it's like, I remember this, and then to me, it's just a little bit better every time.
Yeah.
The endorphins kick
One
in.
funny thing about what you said, like, I don't know what reminded me of it, but someone said something and it reminded me exactly of why he's responsible for my number 1 played song in 2020.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
So
I was gonna bring that up.
It
and I
is
forgot
not. It
about
is not on purpose, and I fucking hate the fact that this was Spotify. The data says that this is my number 1 song. He played it in my car. He played "Mood." Why are you always in the mood?
Wait, why would I ever play that?
You played it in my car. I remember it.
I played it once.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You played it in my car. Maybe it was a joke. I'm not sure. I remember the date because I have it. You can look back through Spotify data. It's like, this is the day where it was first played. And I remember that night, I'm in my room and I'm like, where's that? I hear just ever so slightly the tiniest like ants are singing. I could barely hear it. Why are you always in the mood? What the fuck is that? And I find my phone and it's playing. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Pause. Whatever. What is that? Spotify Rap comes out in 2020. Number 1 song, Why Always in the Mood, played 47 times. Number 1. I'm like,
Was it
what
on
the fuck?
repeat?
Ew, what?
Was it on repeat?
It was
Yeah.
on repeat. He played the song that ended. We got out of the car or something like that, and then we probably never heard it.
Yeah.
I find my phone later in the night. It's quiet now. I hear it then. Why am I always in the? Oh, that's weird. 4 months later, number 1 song
Spotify Rap is
played
ruined.
45. Yeah, Spotify Rap completely ruined. I can't share that.
Yeah, I have that fear sometimes because I have my headphones on when I get into work.
Yeah.
And then when I get to the office, I take my headphones out and they're still playing music. So music is still
You
playing.
don't pause when you take them out.
Not always, because sometimes it's like I expect to just put them back in, but like I talk to a coworker and I forget, and I just put the headphones down on my desk, and they're wireless earbuds. So if I were to put them back in the case, it'll pause the music. But
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes an hour goes by, and I'm like, oh, I should probably put my headphones away. And then I'm like, let's take a look.
Yeah.
It's still playing.
It's still playing, yeah.
What songs did I miss? And then what songs got? I basically want to know what songs played in the meantime.
Really? I'm just concerned about my battery life. I
Uh,
really don't care. What the song is.
Podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts on Spotify?
I used to.
No.
So at one point in time, I was commuting a lot. I was commuting. I lived about 45 minutes away from my work, and I lived 45 minutes away from school, and my house was right in the middle. So some days, I was commuting a lot. Some days I have to go right from work to school, so it would be like over an hour commute, you know? And that's when I really got into podcasts, because I was like, I cannot listen to all of my angsty music when I'm driving, because I am becoming an angry driver, and I need to be relaxed, right? So I was getting into podcasts, so I was listening to a lot of podcasts. But as soon as I stopped commuting, I don't listen to things just to listen to them in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm listening to something, unless it's when I'm working out, I won't like put a podcast on in the background. I won't do that. If I'm listening to a podcast, I want to be tuned into.
Yeah, I want to be engaged with the podcast.
And I feel like driving is the only activity where I can listen to something like that and be engaged. I've tried, like a psychopath, to listen to a podcast when working out.
Oh, no.
Horrible idea. Absolutely abysmal idea. It's like when you're trying to like get your set in and somebody just won't stop talking to you and you can't focus on working out and you gotta like listen to what they're saying. It was not a good idea. So yeah, so podcasts are great. I love podcasts. They don't really fit into my life, you know?
The thing is,
But this one does.
But this one does. So
So you better make sure you're listening and
Yeah.
you're watching it on YouTube. Anyways.
The thing is, when we go biking together, I try to listen to podcasts, but the thing is, I tune in and out from them. And so it's usually a podcast where, I mean, most podcasts, I don't have to listen to everything said. So I like hear half of it, and sometimes we got to focus and like, I don't know, we're making a move to pass someone
Yeah.
or we're, I don't know, just something happens and I realize, oh shit, I haven't like been properly listening the last 30 seconds. And sometimes I'll go back, but like biking would be an easy thing to listen to a podcast during, but
I
it's
feel
still
like exercise isn't though in general, because sometimes
You're so
you get into
honed
this
in.
meditative state.
Yeah, you're so honed in on trying to
Yeah.
just like do what you need to do that you're like, what the fuck is going on or what's being
It's
said?
kind of like a book too. Like you can't skip a page in a book.
Exactly.
You know, 'cause you're like,
Like, oh, fuck, what did he say?
"Wow, yeah,
Like,
how
you gotta
did we get
rewind.
to this? Yeah, exactly.
When I'm biking, most of the music, if not all, is the EDM.
Yeah, I mean, but that's natural though, because that EDM, I mean, aside from it being your favorite genre,
it's also like
good for like a
hyper, yeah,
hyper,
yeah.
keep you that BPM up. You kind of like,
So
you know,
when I first started rock climbing, I love to listen to most of when I listen to Spotify music is driving, commuting, biking, or it used to be rock climbing. I used to do it a lot, but I got scolded out of it because it's really not safe if you're rock climbing while listening to music. Because God forbid I mess something up or I clip wrong. I got to hear the person under me yell like, "Hey!" You know. So I was doing that once, and they're like, "Take the shit out of your ears. You cannot do it."
I think that as long as you could hear.
That's the thing. Like,
I
I'm
think
just
it's
afraid to
as
do it
long
now.
as you can. Let's draw a very similar parallel. Driving, hearing is actually a pretty important part of driving. That's
yeah.
why we have
Yeah.
horns. That's why things like that. That's why it's even if you don't see something, but you hear, like if you hear like a really loud truck coming in or like a motorcycle or something, you're gonna be like, oh shit, something's around. Let me make sure. So as long as you're playing your music at a level that you can still hear the outside world, I don't think there should be anything wrong with that.
I'm gonna try it next week. I'm going to try to listen to music while rock climbing next week.
whenever I go biking, it's just one in the ear.
Same, yeah. Because I know, and I leave the left one open
Yeah.
because I know some maniac is gonna come up behind us, like the two guys last week that were going like 25 miles an hour the entire way, and they didn't even say a thing. They did not say a thing. They just went right by us, and thank God we were in the right.
And it's already hard to hear with all the wind blowing past your ears.
Plus, with the wind hitting another object in your ear.
Yeah.
So
we love music.
we love music.
Music
You guys love
Well, I love music. A little more than
music is good.
Well, you enjoy it.
I do.
A little more.
I do. I'm
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
going to England for a hardcore fest, and then going to Belgium to go see Neck Deep in Boston Manor. So that should be
See,
fun.
the Belgian thing I could understand, but England.
Yeah.
England is my city. Anyway, I don't know how long this podcast
England is my city,
but-
and with that, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Catch us on Spotify. And yeah, until next time. Bye. All right, me and Nick are gonna continue the underwater, or we can do do you want to do Alien Love Call for the outro?
Oh yeah.
Okay.